Hello, everybody.
Rinpoché. Welcome home.
So, today you can record all of teachings on your mobile phone, and you can put anywhere internet you like. Okay? Why? Because today the teaching about Rimé. So we need Rimé in this world. So we have not too many people here, but if each of you can transfer for more people, and they can do more people, the others can do more, and then the message to hear by many. So that is need for our world. Why? Because all our problems in this world, for individual level and for the community level and the global level, everything is come from some kind of like a limitation, partial, bias, sectarian, come from this. So we're talking about today Rimé. Rimé means, Rimé is a Tibetan word. Meaning is non-biased, non-partial, unpartial, and non-sectarian. So people have some ideas of this. When we say this or sectarian, not good, non-sectarian, maybe better. We have these ideas. We talk about this for some time. But I feel, firstly, people talk very limited. And secondly, come to the action, of course. Then not many to do, not much to do. It's not much to do. People don't do it much. I went small interfaith meetings, and also I went big world religion conference few times. But every time when we go, people just talk and then no plans, not on an action. Seems like that. So I'm a one person, can't do a lot of actions, but definitely I've done some actions. So if every of you, if you do similar actions, then we can transfer that to the world. Okay? So please, with me, assist me. And so that's why you record it. And you can tell your friends, and your friends can tell their friends, and like that type. So that's I'm reminding you. Okay? So now, to understand this, we have to reflect a few things. First, we have to reflect the opposite Rimé. Unpartial, partial.
Partial, yeah. Bias.
Yes, bias, sectarian. Is this good for small scale and big scale? For instance, let's say if very small scale, if you are leader of the family, if you have some children, one is your blood, one is not your blood. If you have some bias, feelings, attitude, is that create harmony in your family or not? And same as a community, if you are leader, organization, your colleagues, if you're the leader, the same effect. And so if we think something a little bit bigger, and then we have to think of culture differences. If you understand 2 cultures, 3 cultures, and how much easier for you to work with them. We don't understand how difficult you work with them. And similarly, races, if you understand different race, and this is the truth, this is the truth. Every race has some weakness and strength. But usually people understand the weakness. They don't understand the strength. So when you don't understand the strength, then you only see the weakness. This is a partial. Then you rises the bias, and so then is much harder for you. It's not easy to harmonize, between 2 races. So similarly, religion, philosophy, everyone has strength and the weakness. So if you don't understand these things, always see the weakness first. Do you know why? If we think something deeper in Buddhism, we say we have ignorance because we are samsaric people, because we are driven by karma. But that may be a little bit too much for some people. But let's say why we see the weakness first. So we have our limitation, our perception, understanding, everything. That we should be understand. If we don't have a limitation, we don't need study, we don't need expand our knowledge, we don't need practice our compassion. But obviously, we have limitation. So that's why limitation is not great. Great and lesser is lesser. So lesser, of course, and then you understand the weakness instead the strength. Strength is you need understand more deeper understanding. So therefore, and we develop this bias and sectarian and distance rises. And if this rises, what does create? The created is disharmony. The opposite, the peace, struggling, suffering, challenges, all these things rise. So today's our talk is more, today's and the few days of talk is more between spiritual traditions, their philosophy, their history, what is different, distance. Not too much talking about culture and race, but it's a good example to the race and the culture differences if we understand. So that's why today I'm just examining, why is necessary talk or Tibetan traditions many days. Instead, you can think maybe we talk about the just meditation, daily life, and practical things. But this we talking every week, okay? And this is only this time, definitely once a year, but not even once a year. It is this, not too many people know all the traditions, history, and their viewpoints, their practices. Very, very, very extremely rarely people know this. So this is something treasure for us, to look at and to reflect. That's why His Holiness the Rinzin Chemo, he will talk next few days. I'm just introducing you. Why is it necessary? Okay, that's all. I'm introducing you why it's necessary. The necessary is this. The whole world, what do we want? We want peace and harmony. If there is harmony means what? Harmony means easily get along. Easily get along, what means bring unity. Okay? This union makes peace and happiness. So that's why it's important. But you have to think of like this. Important to think. When we say harmony, peace, happiness, everything is degrees. This is the most important. Tonight, the whole talk, I want to make 2 points. Okay? One, disharmony, no peace, or is degrees. And then peace and harmony also degrees. Enter a limitless way. Enter becomes limitless. Until then, we have so many degrees. So, that's one thing. I'm talking 1 point. The 2 point, why so many people talk about non-sectarian, talk about unbiased. Nobody say in the world, bias is very good, partial is very good, disharmony is good. Nobody said this. But everybody said the opposite, if you ask it. But then, why not do it? That's the question. So I'm saying, why not do it? I'm sure there's many reasons. But one reason is people see everything as black and white. And when they stay and concept to think, peace and good, and harmony good, and non-sectarian good, even many people not think about it, but even some people think about this and agree with this, but still not doing, and still, unable to do it. Why? Because they see as black and white. So that's why they cannot do it, because which means you have to do 100%. They think like, if you do, it's like 100%. If you don't do, then 0. People think that way. That's the problem. So that's why if we understand the degrees, and then we can see, we have hope and potential. Okay? I give you example. For instance, even the Tibetans always talk about Rimé. They say, Rimé, good. Nobody say Rimé is bad. But why they can't do it? Because the concept of Rimé, they think, different traditions have to be equal, they think. If you be Rimé, you see it as equal value, and you have no favor. You have to see their equal value and exactly the same. Their view is non-contradict to nothing. Their actions, their ethics, and everything is non-contradiction, nothing. They think. But this very hard for them see too. Why? Because there's many reasons, but just small reason if I tell you. Because nobody study equally. If nobody study equally, whatever they have the most familiar with, they see this is better. Why they see this is better? Because their text said this is the best. And they cannot go beyond the text. They only see this. That's why, even Buddhism, let's say we have common Buddhism, the Southern Asia Buddhism, the Eastern Buddhism, and in Tibetan Buddhism, Mongolian, between these, people think, some is more pure, some is more authentic, some is not, like this one. Why? Because they don't understand all the strength and the teaching. They only judge by some kind of history, some kind of how much they know, like distance. That's why you cannot. So instead, if we see as degrees, and each degree understanding has benefits, then we can do it. Then also you can say Rimé means have degrees. So you don't have to be 100% great Rimé-pa. You can do better than the other sectarian people. If you can do that, that small degree also have benefits. Okay? So have to understand this way. Then it's not too hard. Okay? So, how I develop this degree, okay? Think of this. Maximum level, of course. Let's say, if you thinking of, if you want Rimé in Tibetan Buddhism, then you have to understand perfectly each of Tibetan tradition. We had Sherpi Kachin Chi, Dribji Khanstar Get. So we have 10, more intellectual philosophy have different sections, 10 different sections. Used to be 8 different practice specialists. We have like this. 8, if you understand all of them, then you see they all strength and weakness, right? But not too much weakness, more strength. If you don't understand this, what we have today, today is a completely alive. We have 5 traditions. These 5 traditions you have to understand like this. So if you want to know more, then you have to understand the Southern Asian Buddhism and Eastern Asian Buddhism and Tibetan, Mongolian, Bhutan, Himalayas, they are same. These all you understand. If you do, then you become that degree of Rimé. But if you really want bigger than this, then you have to understand Christian, Judaism, and Muslim, Islam, and you have to understand how much. And then you become more that degree of Rimé. So that's why Rinzan Chemo, he will talk this time or Tibetan Buddhism. So next time in the future, maybe next year, hopefully, I invite another scholar and we can talk more global this. But I already have a book. Maybe not perfect. Oh, yeah, this one. Maybe not perfect, but definitely enough to reflect in first step to the global wisdom traditions. So we can start from there. You can read from there. And yeah, if you don't have time to listen all of them, okay? So that's why if you, the best Rimé, you understand all of them. You understand their all philosophy, and then you understand their history, what they did in the past, how much they contribute, But that's too much, maybe. If this is too much, that's okay. Still you can be Rimé-pa, which means you just listen few lessons of, this Rinpoché teaching. Only just introducing this introduction, and think about this, and more reflect, and more reading this book. That could be medium Rimé, not even the less. And the less, at least, you just believe, everybody has strength and, bigness. No, nobody's perfect. Nobody's the worst. If you understand this way, and then you are some more degree of Rimé. Why? Because look at the others, many others. They have incredible biased attitude. Like let's say Christians say, Buddhists worship the false god. All Buddhist countries so poor and so problems because they worship the false god, right? So I'm sure Buddhist people can say something else to who believes Creator God. So similarly, all this, and then you develop very biased, judgmental attitude. Okay, if you have this, what is the problem? The problem is you develop aversion in your mind. Okay, this aversion, what becomes? They first just aversion, you dislike. You dislike because maybe you think this is terrible, but maybe you're not terrible necessarily, but you're thinking this is much, much less than my religion. You think that way. My philosophy. So then you have this aversion. But this version is meet other causes and conditions, and then becomes like hatred, anger, hostility, resentment, becomes anything. So this makes your own life is harder, your community is harder, get along difficult with others, and create problem on the world, the contribution problem you contribute into the world. So if the opposite of this, then even you don't fully understand the whole world wisdom traditions, their strength, their history, their philosophy, even you didn't understand all of them, you just, in your mind, you just read this book, skip through. They're all not too bad. So you have kind of philosophy, say, the religion, philosophy, or the purpose for happiness, isn't it? Reduce the problems and increase our peace and harmony. Should be that. At least happiness, at least individual happiness. But is there individuals without the world? The world is made from individuals. So all these things, interconnectedness, if you understand, then you understand the cause and conditions of peace and harmony, and the cause and conditions of problems, hatred, hostility, you know. And then you reflected what did in the history between religions, you know. All this understand where they come from. What we need today for the world. Am I part of the world? Can I contribute my capacity? Yes, I can. I can understand this philosophy clearly, and I can transfer my friends and whoever I have connect, and I request them to transfer the others. That minimum level, the minimum level you can do that. Am I that contributing? If I do this, at least your friends you benefits, because they have communities, they have family, they have I'm sure they have some kind of circle in there. Immediately, like obvious level you benefit. But if you understand more karma and how create karma from our own mind, our own motivation, then you understand even better more. So, in that way, anybody can contribute. Anybody can contribute. That means anybody, you can be Rimé. Depend what degree of Rimé you are. That's all. That's only differences. What degree of Rimé? That's only differences. Anybody can be Rimé. And whatever small is your degree of Rimé is contribute to the world is a positive contribution, not negative contribution. And your own life, this unpartial, non-biased, non-sectarian, which means is the antidote of this hatred, anger, all these things, and condition of peace and harmony. So peace and harmony you can take longer. Usually I refer to the Shambhala. So Shambhala. So why? Because Shambhala is, I explain, the Shambhala is the realm and the ultimate peace and harmony realm. So that is realm aspect is the Shambhala, the ultimate peace and harmony. If you more understand deeper like union aspect, Kalachakra union is the ultimate peace and harmony, the ultimate union. Always you have to understand union means power. Union means have a lot of power and not united and then less power. Power means cause and condition for the goodness. Okay? So that includes happiness, bliss, everything. So this way is Rimé easier. Why? You don't have to think, if I'm, let's say, if I'm a Buddhist, I don't have to think of, Christian and Buddhist is equal. There's no difference at all. Exactly same philosophy. I don't have to think this way. I don't have need attitude this way. Why? I only need Christian religion. If you practice properly, there is so much benefit in it for individuals. That's all you have to understand. Yes, the history and many wars and many, weaknesses we can see, but I'm sure there's many strengths create for individuals, the individuals' lives, and many things. And even you have to think of, how they're generous, how much they feed, the poor people. You can think many things, hospitals, and you can think many, many things. So this is good enough to be Rimé. That means when you see Christians, you don't completely judge bad. You don't have aversion to the Christian. That is enough to be Rimé. That means you already are Rimé, some degree. Your favorite practice is Buddhist. That doesn't make you biased and sectarian. Okay? Why? Because medicine, there is a medication suitable for other people, but not for me. You don't need this medication because you don't have that sickness. You have another sickness and you have this medication for you. You don't have to equal their meditation and your medication. But it's valuable, their medication also is valuable. But I want my medication, not this one. Is anything wrong with this? No way. Similarly, we just have to understand, the others, religion, philosophy, race, anything, we have to see their strength, that's all. But okay, so now, how we do it to become like this? Just we talk, that's enough. Talk helps, because human communication with book, communication with person, start point. And then you need more reflect, and then you try to put an action. How I put an action? I can tell you some steps. First, try to think of this. Just reduce our pride and be humble and have humility. I'm limited. Everybody else has limitation. Try to understand this. So then, when you see other people's, their religion is terrible, their philosophy is no good, anything you can see that, and the race or, anything, culture, you're just thinking, I'm limited. My knowledge is limited. My perception is limited. My attitude is very limited. So, I don't judge. That's it. I don't judge doesn't mean what you see. But you're not conclusion. You're not making conclusion what you see. You assuming there's more deeper meaning. Something I don't see. Think that is the first step. If you have this kind of attitude and this kind of reflection, then you have openness arises. Otherwise, people Okay, think about like very, very fundamentalist Christian. Say, okay, visit this Buddhist temple. Okay, so meet this Buddhist monk and talk to them. They definitely don't want it at all. So similarly, maybe some fundamentalist Buddhists, they can do the same thing with Muslim or Judaism or anybody. This kind of. So you can get rid of this kind of, that means aversion, incredible aversion and, judgmental quality. So you get rid of that, then you just open. It's okay. I definitely perform my own practice, my own religion, but it's okay. Just talk is okay, no problem. At least that, at least. And then maybe they have some, something to learn. That kind of attitude. That's the second step. If you have this, then don't expect they are perfect. Don't expect everything you see the right way. Instead, like some have some patience and try to practice some patience and tolerance. And if they behave very bad, and the philosophy is no make sense, all of them you're just thinking, oh, this is maybe just a person. If these religious people act very badly, and you're just thinking, oh, this is according to their religion? Probably not. This is only people's problem, not the religion. Maybe not the philosophy. If you have philosophy, you have a little bit problem. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit harder. But still, you have to think of, oh, this is no make sense in my mind. But for some people, makes sense and benefits. Just think of that. So that means you have some tolerance. You tolerate even you see it's not nice. When you have tolerate that, then you have opens up other option, alternative way of seeing, alternative of feeling. So that arises. So if that's possible, then is even compassion and kindness rises. There is chance you rise the kindness and compassion. Why? Because this person have limited this philosophy. Even this philosophy you think is limited. Okay, what to do? They want to have limited or they want to be perfect? I'm sure they want to be the perfect. They want the perfect religion, perfect philosophy. So do they doing this? No. Okay, can I do something for them? But when you try to do something, then you go down to extreme. If you go extreme, then you create problems maybe. But you can see something, like, okay, what I can do. Just thinking even what I can do. Already have some degree of kindness there. This kindness, compassion means caring. So, you cares. It's already a compassion there. So this is good. Even didn't immediately benefit the others. Already good in your mind. Already created in your mind. And already created merit in your mind. Isn't that good enough? So you can think that way, and then you already Rimé, which means you contributing either directly or indirectly peace and harmony to the world. So that means individual level for yourself, and then your who people you can reach directly benefit. And the people you're not reaching, indirectly, you benefited. So that's why this Rimé philosophy, you can understand with the culture, races, any kind of group, individual, 2 different groups, 3 different groups. Many ways you can practice, not only just religion. Basically, you just remember this is cause and condition for peace and harmony. Who rejects peace and harmony? Nobody. That you have to understand. So when we say harmony means really balanced. Like when we say we are healthy, means our health is balanced, or what we need in our health. Many, elements. The elements is balanced. That means healthy, balanced, harmonies. If you are very healthy, then you don't have the suffering from unhealthiness. So which means the peace of the healthiness. That degree you already have. At least your body is healthy, and that means your body is balanced, which means your body is harmoniously working, every part of your body. If your mind not working, that's another story. Okay? But at least your body. And then mind also, your mind is working toward to Rimé way, to harmonious way, balanced way, or you are sad, depressed, which means unhealthy and unbalanced and disharmonious. Okay? So, if we understand this way in our individual, and then we can we contribute to the within the family, community, country, global way. The most important within ourselves, start from ourselves, and then you start from your family, at least your partner. So even the 2 partners, if one partner always want he or she, you want it, you try to dominate in that way all the time, is it created peace and harmony between you? Not. If you try to make, less judge, some kindness there, but if you too can't, then the other person is too foolish, then become even worse. So you need some make balance. You need some balance. So that's why it's even like 2 people, between 2 people, how much balance we need. I'm sure you guys have much more experience than me. Between 2 partner. Okay, how much balance you need? Okay, how last long? The balance. So exactly between religion, between tradition, between culture, between races, everything, between neighbors, everything is work this way. And then perfect balance, which means the unity. And unity, of course, many degrees of unity. Two people get along very well means 2 people have unity, which means they have some power, then some is not let's say two couple, one couple is fighting all the time, their decisions, and they blaming each other, and then one couple is always support each other. Which one have more get things done? Which one have more power to get things done? Think of this and then just think of you can groups and more, whatever, big group, small group, you have to think of that. That's the obvious level. And then more think of health, healthy mind, healthy body, if you think of it this way. And then if you think more, okay, enlightenment. Enlightenment, you have how many degrees of Burmese you can attain. And then what the ultimate union, like a Kalachakra, what it is. Think that way. Then ultimate union means the ultimate union is limitless power. Limitless power means no chance have suffering any problem. So that's why we say, how you say, number tam shetpa. So, in our world, nothing is number tam shetpa. All aspect is contradict, not same. All phenomena not same. One cannot be two, two cannot be three. Impossible. But the ultimate level then becomes absolute union. Absolute level union means no contradictions. No contradictions whatsoever. If there is no contradictions, there is no such thing exist, disharmony or some degree of disharmony. Impossible. So this is, you can say oneness or you can say the ultimate union. Doesn't matter what you say. The language has limitation, but the meaning has limitless. Okay? So, this way. So, so I tell you what you can do, contribute this Rimé, this non-bias. Start way for tomorrow. You tell all your friends, tell how important in these teachings to attend to the Rinpoche teachings. This is your contribution. Why? Because your motivation. Your motivation already have good intention to create this in your mind. And then the same time, you tell your friends, I'm sure they tell their friends. I'm sure means if your encouragement is good enough. Of course, they have to have ready for karma as well. But this work together. So this is very, very rare, like Rinpoché, His Holiness the Rinpoché. Like him, knows all these teachings, non-biasedly, he knows everything. Extremely real. Believe me, because this is whole of my life, research or whatever you call. My study, I went through many traditions. It's very, very real. So this real opportunity, if you can give one person, two people, whatever you can give, this is helps. Already you start on action, not just to talk about. Okay? So what time?
It's 8:35.
Oh, okay. So any questions, please?
When studying other religions and doing a comparative analysis of them, I've come across some that I haven't liked, and I find it difficult to not have an aversion to them. How do I get over that aversion? I've done as much study as I can into it, and I still haven't found anything that I can like about certain aspects of it.
Yeah, that's I said before. Like you have some degree of aversion. You accept that.
Yeah.
You accept that, and then, but do I have some respect, some degree of their strength? Try to think that. If you seems like feels zero, and then you maybe need some work, and which means what you judge in level maybe is a limited resources. So, for instance, the normal, like let's say question, the normal knowledge of the question, the Bible and everything, and then the mystery,
The priests.
Yeah, the priests, the knowledge level, the mystery traditions, the monks and their writings is more profound than and the usual ones. So, if you go that much further, probably you have more respect. You develop more respect, but not always necessary. But you just see, as I before say, what Christians good about, or whoever you thinking Muslim or whoever, who they good about, like for me, like let's say, Muslims the how do you say, the fasting. For me, oh wow, this is good. Not many people think about this fasting, And then they at least they appreciate, people. The whole people's problem is no appreciate enough what people have, such as like food. Long time ago, and some part of the world, even today, they don't have the food, and we have so much food to throw away, and because we don't have appreciation whatsoever. But if you fasted, at least you appreciate. So that kind of many things we can reflect, I think.
Jeez.
Anything else?
One question. When talking about Rimé, with your speech, because what I learned, I thought Rimé movement is about bringing all Tibetan schools into one understanding. But you also bring other wisdoms like Islam, Christianity. So is Rimé more of a Tibetan union, or is it through, what is the purpose of Rimé? Is it bodhicitta or?
No. The purpose of Rimé, as I said, more reduce the bias and judgmental. And so if you reduce this bias and judgmental, then you reduce the cause and conditions and aversion. If you reduce aversion, then is less chance to anger, hatred, distance.
Yes. But without bringing four schools together, by practicing something like loving kindness or compassion, why can't we get rid of that aversion? Why you have to bring schools together?
You don't have to bring schools together. That's the problem, I said. People think that way. Oh, that means Sakya, Kagyu, they have to be same view, same exact. And they think that way. Nyingma, Geluk, oh, they're the same view. No. You don't have to understand exact same view. You have to understand same benefits. You don't have to even think of exactly same amount of benefits. You just have to see their strengths, not only the weakness.
Yeah, it's understandable the world is by being biased, being partisan, the world is in chaos. But when this happened some time ago in Tibet, was this a Tibetan concentrated concept, or is it for the whole world?
The Rimé is a Tibetan world, but you can use for you can use global aware, unbiased. It's good thing.
Good, yeah.
Everybody acceptable for everybody. For instance, we are Buddhist. You are Sri Lankan, right?
Yeah.
Sri Lankan is the Theravadan Buddhist.
I am a Theravada. Really.
Yes, but the fundamentalist Theravada Buddhism think Mahayana is not Buddha taught, is created by Nagarjuna.
I'm against that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Tibetan Buddhism is just Hinduism, Lamaism. It's not Buddhism. Buddha never taught. It's not pure, not authentic. They think that way.
They think, but it's not
Yes.
officially established.
Yes, a Tibetan, fundamentalist Tibetan Buddhist people think Theravada is Hinayana. Hinayana means less vehicle. And, the Mahayana, the Chinese and these people think we have Mahayana means Maha means bigger, and they are lesser. Think that way. So instead, for me, your Theravada Buddhism, I call the fundamental Buddhism, the common Buddhism, which means the most important, the essence. So that's why Joe and I writing a book about Kalachakra, which means usually considered is the most high level of, but we structure in Four Noble Truth. Four Noble Truth is the fundamental Buddhism. But if you extend it, you can do much more. The whole Mahayana Buddhism and the Vajrayana Buddhism, even Kalachakra, you can put in. You don't need something talk about, something not fit in Four Noble Truth. Instead, you put everything in Four Noble Truth. So, no problems. Huh? But don't have to see exactly, I said, as medication. You don't have to see other people's medication is suitable for you exactly as your own medication. You don't. If you think that way, it's kind of foolish. If suit, okay, no problem. Or your medication is fit to me, or please give me some. No problem. But if not suit, that's okay. That doesn't mean this medication have no value. Of course value, have value. Easy to understand. But the problem I'm saying, if we understand the degrees of progress to understanding, then is no problem. You can be Rimé anytime. Because you have degrees. But people don't judge that way. Usually people think nothing or 100%. The whole world's problem is everything you judge, black and white, nothing or 100%. People think that way, good and bad. There's no such thing meter. Sometimes I joke, like this Christian, God, created God, they say, oh, heaven or hell. Nothing meter. These things. I'm not saying this is probably not the most profound level of Christian. But the fundamentalist, they everything judge that way. And even Buddhists thinking, go to hell or enlightenment. There is no other thing. There is animal realm, there is a human realm, there is hungry ghosts, there is gods, demigods, God, there's 6 realms, dry gods, there is 17 form realms, gods, and then 4 formless God. All of them still samsara. It's not enlightenment. So many degrees. So that's why I'm saying we have to understand we have a limitation. But limitation means we can develop. Another problem, everybody have unrealistic expectation. All the most of the suffering come from unrealistic expectation. So if you are realistic and you accepting and appreciating these three together, you need a life. Everybody need a life. Everybody, globally. Nobody can say, I don't need these three. Can you imagine any person in this world say, I don't need these three? Can you imagine? No? Okay. Then we agree.